What is Space Jam? Well, it's not a movie. I can tell you that. Is it an ad? Maybe. For what? I would love to tell you. I think the truth is, Space Jam is more of a life lesson, more of a test implemented by the government to find out how much humans are willing to take before they give in. Because this movie, it's not good. It's not. And I hate to break it to you, but it's just not. I've come to you in traditional Space Jam fashion, in front of a green screen, to tell you that Space Jam was never good. I'm really sorry. First of all, it starts off with an R. Kelly song, which, granted, I don't think they knew at the time that he was a terrible sex criminal. It's a good song, but yeah, not a good look. And I know what you're saying right now. Nothing, because you're watching a video. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but I remember watching that movie as a kid. The opening scene with Michael Jordan and his father, and then he dunks the ball and he turns into Michael Jordan in the 90s, and he's just dunking on all these people, and he has a career, and he's gonna get into baseball, and now he's left, and now the Monstars arrive, and he gets sucked into the WB logo, and he meets the Looney Tunes, and you see the paperclip in his ear for some reason, and him and the team have to get through challenges and struggles to finally be ready for the big game against the Monstars, and the game is an epic clash between Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes versus these weird alien fucking whatever the fuck these are. And it ends with Michael Jordan and Bill Murray for some reason on top of the world. They've won, and he's back at his baseball game for some reason, and he's back, and he's gonna give Charles Barkley his powers back. It ends, and he's back playing basketball, and he's dunking the ball, and it's a still frame, and the credits go over the still frame, and it's kinda not like that. It's kinda terrible. It's kinda really not that good. And before you say it, obviously, it's nostalgia. And the reason people like this kind of movie is because they saw it as a kid. And before you get on me, I saw it as a kid too. I remember the opening scene. I remember the Monstars. If anything, I'm too attached to this movie. And it's not even like I hate this movie because I also try to dig a hole in my garden and try to get to Looney Tunes and play basketball with Michael Jordan and win against the Monstars. I definitely didn't try to do that. Obviously, that would be really stupid of me to do that. So I would never do that. But the reality is, it just goes from being a movie kind of based on Michael Jordan's life, and then the guy from every 90s movie ever literally falls out of the sky and says, "I'm going to be your assistant, Michael Jordan," and he's just okay with that. And apparently that's okay. But when I try to go up to Michael Jordan and tell him I'm going to be his assistant, all I get is a fucking restraining order. I think the phenomenon that people suffer from with this movie is that this movie pushes together a lot of 90s stuff, and I think it confused people into thinking that it's good. Bill Murray comes on for some reason, and he's a friend of Michael Jordan, and Bugs Bunny is there, and Daffy Duck is there, and all your favorites. Lola Bunny's there, and she's great, and she spawned a billion 4chan incels. But like I said, it's kind of not that. Most of the characters are just kind of watered down versions of themselves. Bugs Bunny is just kind of there, I guess. Also, side note. Who is this movie for? Is it for kids? Is it for adults? Why is it hinted halfway through the movie that Patrick Ewing has erectile dysfunction? Why was that needed for the plot? Why that wasn't, were the writers really oh, everyone's gonna love that joke? Also, if you think about it, this movie's kinda dark, because all these basketball players get their talent taken away from them, and it's they just have to be normal people. They don't have a job anymore. And the entire NBA shuts down, and probably a lot of people lost their jobs too. It's a serious situation, all because fucking Michael Jordan wanted to play fucking basketball with the Looney Tunes and not even fucking invite me down. And I tried to dig a hole in my fucking garden, and I got told off because I was digging too many holes in the garden. Also, the amount of times that characters or actors unknowingly look into the camera, it's more than Deadpool. It's more than Deadpool. And if you compare it to something like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I haven't even seen that movie. And I know it's better, because I've seen the effects for that, and that was made in the 80s. That was made in the 1980s. And it has actually good visual effects. And it's not filmed in a green room with Michael Jordan and 6 people with green jumpsuits on. Also, Charles Barkley literally has, like, an existential crisis. Like, they present it as a joke, but like he's really acting. He's really like acting his heart out. There's literally a scene in the movie where they drink a liquid out of a bottle and it's called Michael's Secret Stuff. And after that point, it just goes off the rails. It stops pretending to be a movie. It stops pretending to fit in the box of a movie. They have this scene where Daffy Duck kisses his ass, which has the WB logo on it, and it's obviously supposed to be something like, "Oh, we are self-aware. We know what we're doing. We're self-referential. We know what we're doing, okay? You don't. You don't know what you're doing. It's bad. Michael Jordan, I'm sorry. Please don't take that personally. I know what happens when you do that." And you know what also bugs me? They have all these fucking explosions going off and people literally shooting the teeth out of other players. And where they draw the line is at the number of players that you have. You can play basketball with 4 people. What you can't do is belly flop onto someone, flattening them, making them literally a pancake, and then bringing out an air pump and then pumping air into their mouth and then allowing them to fart all over the arena. And also, Michael Jordan travels at the end. He does. Watch it with me. He travels. I feel like I'm losing my fucking grip on reality. I literally wouldn't care this much about the rules, but they're the ones who tried to be like, "Oh, you need 5 players." No, you don't. You don't. Also, you gotta love it that Michael Jordan in this movie has a wife and kids and a family and a house. Yet, he puts his own safety on stake for these fucking TV characters, which exist in the real world, by the way, that he met like 30 minutes ago. Also, Michael Jordan at one point, he's like, "Let's go out and have some fun." We've seen The Last Dance. We know you want to win, so just like say that. Why are all the Monstars wearing the number 0 on their jersey? Is that a problem? I'm sure that's a problem somehow. Also, one more thing. I feel like a lot of people that talk about this movie don't really talk about the part where aliens from outer space steal Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing and all these basketball players' powers and then transfer those powers into the aliens, and then Michael Jordan beats those aliens. So ipso facto, this is kind of Michael Jordan saying like, "I'm better than all of you," I guess? Because he went back to basketball and he won like a fucking billion championships with the Bulls, and the 2 other basketball players that I recognize from this movie didn't ever win anything in their careers. And then of course at the end, the second R. Kelly needle drop, again, is probably before the news. But here's the thing. I don't even like talking shit about movies because I know how much effort and talent goes into them. The director of this movie has made 3 movies in his career, and one of the movies that he's credited with on Letterboxd is called King of Ads. But that's beside the point. The reason I'm making this video, the reason I'm standing and talking about a movie that I don't really like, is obviously because of the new Space Jam movie with LeBron James, and that movie ramping up its marketing because it's around the corner. I swear, every comment section on Instagram or YouTube of the trailers for this upcoming sequel, they're filled with people who have such fond memories of the original movies and are stating their passion and joy for how amazing and artful the original Space Jam movie really is. How Space Jam 2 is going to be a terrible, overrated movie that no one's going to watch and no one's going to enjoy. And here's the thing, I don't really disagree with those people. My message to those people, if you're watching this, is shut up. Just shut up. It's not that deep. It's a Space Jam movie. It's literally a movie created to sell toys and sell people on the idea of Warner Brothers. It's not this sacred movie franchise with 10 movies and mountains of lore and books and comics, and it's not fucking Star Wars. And I know the irony of me coming up here talking for 10 minutes about how much I don't like a kids movie, but at least I can acknowledge that it might not be made for me, but some people might enjoy it. It's just a movie of a guy who's really good at basketball, who wanted to make a movie about him being good at basketball and make a lot of money from it, and he did. And I don't think the movie's that good, but I also kind of don't care. Anyway, thank you very much. This video was not scripted. I just came here, raw, unscripted, no plan, nothing. Thank you for watching this terrible video about a terrible movie. Goodbye.